I've seen some pretty shitty situations in my life, but nothing has ever sucked more ass than this.
Bring out the Juggernaut brothers!
The Juggernaut brothers. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Juggernaut Brothers podcast. Moose Lundstrom here. You caught me singing, didn't you? Again. Singing my little intro, my little glam rock, hair rock, I don't know, pussy rock. What do you want to call it? Old man rock? Not quite classic rock. I don't even know how to I love it, you know? So that's why it sticks around, because I love it. Guess what else I love? I love you. I said it out loud. You caught me. You drug it out of me. I love the fact you're listening to this. I hope you're enjoying these podcasts. I'm enjoying doing them, all right? In this podcast, Take This Job and Shove It, we're going to talk about jobs, man. Like jobs you used to have. Like everybody's got a job. No one's got a really normal job, not all the time, okay? Every job you have has got crazy shit, good shit, bad shit, all kinds of shit that happens to it. And you know what? I'm going to bring a couple comic friends along, the usual suspects. Miss Kirsten, Ecker, Mr. Bob Gaudet, newcomer Richard Kennedy. Welcome, Richard. It was good to have you on. I just met Richard at a open mic night in Fort Collins. I was there to do a little bit of time, do a little practice, and try some new material, and see Bob and Kirsten. And we got Richard to kind of tag along and do the podcast with us. So welcome, Richard. It was fun having you. In this episode, they're going to talk about their old jobs. We're going to tell some funny stories. It's been a while since we brought the funny. I hate to say it's been all interview and maybe a little dry lately. I apologize for that, but this one's fun, and I was excited to do it, and I had a good time doing it, and I hope you enjoy it. Also, guess what's at the end? That's right. Musical artist. Now, I met this guy through a mutual friend. I have a good friend of mine who's a musical engineer out of Denver, Colorado, Pierre Carrillo. He was the owner and operator of Sydeways Soundz. I'm going to leave the phone number in the description of this, so if you're a musician of any kind, or a musician of any kind, a band or just a single musician, get a hold of him, maybe for some studio time or whatever you got to do, you know. You can work it out with Pierre. I don't know if he charges money, blowjobs, bologna sandwiches. I'm not sure how he gets down, but very trustworthy guy, good friend of mine, and one of the best guys I know. So make sure you hit him up. And the artist he's working with right now that we're going to listen to after the podcast is done is the name of Atak 1. Now, A-T-A-K is how he spells it, A-T-A-K-1. The song is called Fall From Grace, so we're going to listen to it right after the podcast, so stick around and listen to it. Atak 1, awesome hip-hop artist, awesome rapper out of Denver, Colorado, Latino hip-hop, Latino rap. Good stuff. I just got the song. Pierre emailed it to me. I listened to it. I've been jamming out to it ever since. I really do like it. You can catch Atak 1 on Reverb Nation. Get on Reverb Nation, and from Reverb Nation, you can hear a lot of good music. It's a good way to support your local band, your local musician. You should do that. But you can find Atak 1 on there, and make sure you know, if you enjoy the music, download some more of his music. He's got a CD coming out. Pierre's telling me they're getting ready to shoot a video for MTV. That's very, very cool. So make sure you check this guy out, man. Show him some love, and leave him a comment and review. Tell him how much you love his music, man. Give the man some love, all right? Atak 1, Fall From Grace. And guess what else you can do? What makes me happy in the pants? Get out of here. You know what makes me happy in the pants. If you're on iTunes, subscribe to this, man. Subscribe to the Juggernaut Brothers. Not only subscribe, leave a rating and review. I love that. It makes me happy. I read all of them. Everything you guys send me, email me, I read, you know. And even if it's mean, I still laugh a little bit because I love you. That's how I get down. I love you. So anyway, do all that. If you're on Stitcher, leave us in your, put us in your playlist or Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Follow us, all right? Follow the Juggernaut Brothers. It really is appreciated. Once again, thank you very much, and here comes the podcast. Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Juggernaut Brothers. I am Moose Lundstrom, and I am joined today by fellow Juggernaut brother, Mr. Bob Gaudet.
Hey.
And I think I guess a Juggernaut sister, is that what we're calling it? Kirsten Ecker.
Oh, thank you.
My Swedish sister, Kirsten. Yes. And we got guest, a newcomer to this slot, Mr. Richard Kennedy. What's up, Richard?
Howdy, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Pretty well. Today we're going to have a theme today, and you fuckers are going to stick to it. How about that? You like that? It's like Christmas. We did a Christmas episode.
Jesus, man.
I'm getting angry right away. That's how I rolled.
Somebody got a taser for Christmas and is dying to try it out.
You are lucky I didn't get a taser, Bob Gaudet. I'd light your shit up. I was reading this thing today in the news, and they said the average American now goes through 15 to 20 jobs in their lifetime.
What?
Right. And so I started counting my jobs. Now, I don't know if they count. This was Forbes that did this. So I don't know if they're counting like side jobs. How many times have you ever had a side job, Bob? You ever done 2 jobs at once?
Yes, briefly, because I really, really, really wanted a Super Nintendo. No, seriously, and I worked at McDonald's and... No, I apologize. I worked at a pet store and a liquor store.
Well, how old are you at this point?
40. No, at that... yeah. No,
Wow.
now I'm well over 400. This was...
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to know.
No,
at the time, bro.
At the time, I was 21, 21, I think.
How many jobs have you had in your lifetime? You counted up, old man. Kirsten, you know how many jobs you had?
No, and as a matter of fact, speaking of side jobs, that's all I'm doing right now. I still consider it a side job, even though that's my only job.
Okay, what is it?
I am a residential manager of a building here in Fort Collins.
You're like a landlord.
She babysits.
No, I'm not the landlord.
Adults.
I absolutely babysit, and I make them coffee in the morning. There's 24 people that live in the building.
It's an old folks' home.
No, it used to be a frat house. I know.
It still is.
I'm not confused. So who's living there?
It's just a
old
sad and lonely frat.
Nope, I would say age range is from 19 to 60.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
are they tards or something?
No. They're just part of that sad fraternity that don't gotta nada. Is what
It's just really cheap housing.
Put a kappa in me. Richard Kennedy.
I bust a kappa.
How many jobs you had in your life? How old are you, Richard?
I am 28 years young.
28 years. I got scars older than you. How many jobs you had in your life?
I've had 4 jobs.
4 jobs? That's a good
4.
number.
That's true. I'm an employable man. What can I say?
You are an employable man. I'm actually impressed by that. I'm on job number 6. Unless you count side jobs, then probably number 8. And Bob's here counting. It's just
shit, but
I'm getting to the point where I can see why he's a comedian right now because he's had 47 jobs, right?
So I've done a lot of different things.
What was your first job you ever had?
Absolute first job I ever had was throwing they were called North Shore Sundays. They were the free paper that you got on Sunday mornings.
This is back in
Massachusetts, yeah.
Okay,
and I had a route, and I would go and like my mom would drive along with me. It was sad, but it was money. Like it wasn't a lot of money. It was like $4.50 a week for trucking through like 16 neighborhoods. I remember because it was in junior high. I was probably 13 years old, and I would throw them on Sunday mornings, and Friday we had gym class, and we were in the weight room, and we were doing the lat pull downs. And like idiots, we don't care about form, we don't care about reps, we care about how many times can you do that. So we put like 15 pounds on this thing.
Right.
I held the record with just over 100, but I only held the record for like 14 seconds until the next kid just banged out his set. So it's all fine, right? And the next day, it ain't bad. And then Sunday, my mom woke me up to throw papers, and I could not lift my arms. I could not. And my mom made me do that route.
You dragged the paper out of the doorstep?
Seriously, dude. It looked
a cave woman?
It looked like Stevie Wonder was subbing for me that day. And the fucking papers wound up fucking everywhere. Just trucking along the street, shuffling, fucking falling out of my arms. It was terrible.
What was your first job though to like support yourself, but like your first, like where they're paying you a paycheck in there? You got to go to work, man. Your mom's not taking you to work. Or how long did that last? Your mom took you to work.
Yeah, no. My first real job that I would get myself to and I would work and collect my paycheck was janitor at a Christ Child nursery school. No, I know. As creepy as that sounds, that is not a fucking joke. I did that job.
How old were you when you did that?
15.
Oh, that's not bad.
16, somewhere in there. I think in Massachusetts you could get your work permit at like 13 to 16 or something like that.
Fucking
And it was like it was the strangest environment, man. It was such a strange environment, and oddly enough, it was like circle of life shit because I went to preschool there. Like that was my nursery school.
Okay.
I was actually almost tossed the first day for punching a teacher because she held me back trying to get to my mom.
Jesus.
I was a mama's boy. Mom was leaving, and I was not happy about that shit.
So you're the redheaded kid as the janitor.
Yeah. And I hate kids, man. Like, I fucking hate them. And those were hood kids, man. Those weren't like little Colorado granola chewing, fucking crock wearing, cool, you can reason with them. These were fucking hood rats, man.
I'm going to stop you there. From Massachusetts? Come on.
Dude, that's no shit, man. We had a kid named Vladimir Rodriguez. Like, where the fuck?
So, Vlad,
I couldn't,
Would you like to know why?
If he lived out here, someone would make the joke about his mom being far too good of a swimmer, and
Vladimir Rodriguez. That's just his mom covering bases. Like there was
just
like
in case,
5-6 men in the waiting room, in the delivery room, waiting for the worst lottery ever when Vladimir came out.
No
all right, we all gave the blood. Who gets to go drink beer? Who gets to pay for a baby?
No shit.
Kirsten, what was your first job ever?
My first job was working at Joe's Fireside Cafe here in Fort Collins. I was a busser at a breakfast restaurant.
That's pretty normal job to have.
Yeah, I was 15.
I don't think so. What's normal about driving a bus at a restaurant? Make any sense?
I was covered in syrup always.
Really? So you're the person that just had to go clean off the tables?
Yeah. I always
How old were you at this point?
15.
15 years old. That was your first job?
That was my first job.
All right.
I would like to point out for those of you who can't see us that Richard just completely zoned out once Kirsten mentioned herself being covered in syrup.
She's covered in sticky, gooey material.
And here's the thing is, Richard, I will jump under the bus with you because as I watched him fade out, my vision just got blurry.
That's because you're thinking about both of us together.
Far away, covered in syrup.
She's talking about like she's like shaking her hands because it's disgusting, and you're picking her with like two like honey bear honey jars of syrup.
I'm just saying. All right, I recognize the look on Richard's face. I'm pretty sure it mirrored the look on mine.
Kirsten's a good-looking girl. I'm just saying it's probably not as sexy as you guys are leading it on to. It's probably you're just really disgusting and stir right? Is that?
Yeah.
I think I'm sexy.
I know.
Syrup or not?
I said you are, but at 15.
Yeah, but not that sugar-free syrup.
Very cute and underage.
Okay, all right, but I'm saying you weren't just you were like filming
sometimes
like a porn scene with the syrup is what I'm trying to say. Like these guys are just when you said syrup, they're all
usually when I picked up a plate, I would just spill everything on myself in slow motion.
Lick the plate because that's not sexy. I'd lick that fucking plate.
Let me get that bacon.
And then for absolutely no reason, a cable guy shows up.
Wow. Richard Kennedy.
Yes, sir.
What was your first job you ever had?
I was actually a sub-route person for a paper route.
So you weren't responsible enough to keep the actual
route.
No.
They didn't hire me completely. They ended up...
Richard, I'm going to stop you right there.
You
just told me...
just his arms.
No,
when it comes down to
work.
When Bob couldn't throw the papers, Richard stepped in.
The red-headed kid's all fucked up. So Richard, so you're riding the pine in the paper game.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it was the Laramie Boomerang.
Okay.
You're not serious.
No, it's the boomerang. I mean,
you throw it and it comes right back at you. Nobody wants
pretty
it.
Much. It's it's Wyoming.
So your paper bag was never empty.
No.
There could have never been comedians in Wyoming like that. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you throw the paper back at him?
Fuck yeah!
It works.
I ended up getting fired the first week I subbed a route because
I'm not picking on you.
No,
you know I love you. You know I love you.
I am. How the fuck do you get fired as a substitute route driver for the boomerang?
Well, it wasn't a route driver. It was a route walker.
Oh.
And I was a chubby kid at this time. I had found PlayStation.
Dig that hole, Richard. Dig that hole.
And the thing was that I hate walking because my thighs rub together and I hate them screaming at me constantly.
Inner friction. You're talking to a fat guy.
Bitch.
You're talking to a fat guy. I'm with you. Keep going.
It's all good. But I didn't want to wake up anymore, and my father would wake me up at 4 a.m. He's like, "You got to get your ass into gear. This is a job, son. You got to do this." And I didn't want to do that.
Mr. O'Malley wants his news early, boy.
Exactly. So I had
says on the doorstep by 6 a.m.
I had about 30 papers to actually throw.
People get crazy with that.
It took me about 3 hours, and I was late for school that week, so I got fired for that one.
I could see little Richard Kennedy on the curb wiping his brow with the swag on.
It's like a paper every 6 minutes.
You got to remember, this is a Laramie paper, so it's 5 pages of what the cow has been doing. So
I could manipulate my grandfather, so I didn't have to have a job till I was 16. I was pretty good at it. But my first job was actually working at a Wendy's, which might have been the coolest job I've ever had. And we'll get into Wendy's stories here because we have work stories here.
It's all fresh all the time.
Oh no, well. I don't eat at Wendy's anymore. And later on, I was like 16, 17. That's when I discovered I'm not a big pot smoker. I don't care for it because it makes me horny and crave milk. Right? We talked about this, Bob. But I did discover that you should never get high in a place that has unlimited chicken nuggets. That's always a bad climb. I mean, we would. At one point in time, I don't know why they didn't sit us down and be like, "Look, man, we are missing like 47 chickens worth of fucking nuggets." Because we would get high.
How many nuggets do you get from one chicken?
I don't even know, but a bag. I guess I don't know.
Bag of nuggets per chicken.
Depends on the chicken.
At least 2.
How much sawdust are we talking about?
It's a rooster. Well, it's a rooster.
Delicious, delicious
Come on.
sauce.
I'm a city